Welcome back to 2 News at 10 o'clock. As always, glad you are with us this evening. It's one of only 2 major league sports teams in the state of Utah, Real Salt Lake, and goalie Nick Rimando is one of the faces of the franchise. In this week's Person to Person, Shauna Lake interviews Rimando about his life on the field and off.
On the field, he has become one of the very top goalies in the country, but off the field, Nick is a loving dad who enjoys reaching out and connecting with his fans. I got a chance to sit down and talk with Nick person to person.
His shot, Rimando gets a touch. Big save, Rimando!
What has it been like for you to be a player there, and what are some of the highlights of your career thus far?
I think the highlights, the first thing that comes to mind is winning the championship in 2009. It was a rough road to get there. I came here when I think Real was just a name. We didn't have an identity, a style of play. Jason Christ took over and really revamped the team and picked his players and the right attitudes, and we made it work in 2009.
You get a lot of credit for bringing fans into the sport because you're so involved in social media, Twitter and Facebook. You really make those fans feel like they know Nick as a person.
I do. I think it's an avenue that fans can relate with you, and you know, they're not only fans while you're on the field. They want to be involved. They want to know what Nick Rimando does off the field, what Kyle Beckerman does off the field, and I think it's just an avenue, an easy avenue for me to get them involved. And you know, we're very approachable players. We want to be. We need that approachability to be there, so fans, you know, can talk to us and for the growth of soccer to grow here, and not only in Utah but in the United States.
I'm glad to hear you say you're approachable, because now I'm going to ask you some questions about your life. Because I think people want to know that you're a dad. You're a dad of 2 kids. Tell me, you know, you're a superstar goalie and you know exactly what you're doing on the soccer field. Tell me what it's like to be a father for you. There's no real rule book to doing that. No.
There's definitely not a rule book for that. You kind of get thrown into the fire a little bit, but it's definitely one of the best, I think, feelings and things you could have. I adore my kids, I adore my family. Utah is such a family-oriented state, and I think you know, half of Utah knows what my kids look like, and they follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and it's just fun. It's fun to get them involved and to bring them onto the field. And numerous fans come up to me and tell me how they adore my kids coming onto the field after the game, and it's one of the reasons I love being here. People really just bring us in, and we really feel like family. Your kids play soccer.
You're not their coach. Tell me a little bit about that. And is there any pressure for them?
I hope not. I don't want pressure. I've never had pressure growing up. My father put me in every sport and let me do what I wanted to do. He didn't play soccer. He wrestled, played football, played baseball. The one thing he didn't do was play soccer, but I loved it, and he supported me, and I want to do that with my kids. They love soccer right now, I think, because Daddy does it and Mommy does it, but I want to, you know, lead them and let them do what they want to do. But they do play soccer. My wife's a coach, and it's fun to see them running out there and having fun and smiles on their faces. They're definitely competitive. I think they get that from me, but
yeah,
it's fun to see them out there and playing and kind of relating with me a little bit.
Any fan quickly notices Nick's love for tattoos. His favorites? Those of his kids, son Jet and daughter Benny Rose.
I have Jet on my arm that maybe you can see there, and it's his hand. He was born with two thumbs.
He was?
So it has 6 fingers, and it means I love you, and then his name here. That one, and then I have Benny Rose up my side. That is my daughter's name.
Nick, thank you so much. It has been so nice to get to know you person to person.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
If you want to see more of Shauna's interview with Nick Rimando, including what it's like to have his own beer, his experience on the U.S. national team, and what it was like to win the championship back in 2009, you can go to our website, KUTV.com. Person to Person, featuring extraordinary interviews, will be every Sunday night on 2 News at 10. They are sponsored by Zions.